Jeez, look at all these. I hope they're not signaling the fact that they think I'm weak.
We wanted the big viewing point to be right here, so when you drive your boat by on the lake, you see this massive waterfall.
Get to work! I gotta swim in this pond. I love my job! All right, we are on Strawberry Lake, but we're not focusing on the lake. We're focusing on the house. So we're with Chuck from Waterscapes up here in Ann Arbor, Michigan area.
Yep.
And
Ted and Ben.
And Ted and Ben from the Waterscape team. And look at this backyard. So this is a 2-year-old feature of yours?
2 years old, yes. This is our second full season running it, yes.
So talk about this, yeah?
We wanted a swimming pool, and then Brian and Tim, who you'll meet here in a minute, decided to go with a swim pond instead.
Why not? And here's the big thing. They live on a lake, but they're water-loving people.
Yep, absolutely.
And so look
and they've got some pretty unique stuff going on here.
Unbelievable. So I'm seeing this live for the first time as you guys are as well. Got a little sandy beach area here.
Walk in.
Is there anything you don't have here?
Put in steps. Got a little hot tub over there. That top pond.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Brian. Yeah. Not bad. You warned me about this.
Yeah. Right.
Tim.
Hey Tim, I've already seen you on the billboard.
My younger brother.
So how did this all come about?
2016, we met at the Novi Home and Garden Center. It's a home show around the area.
You must have really, really liked this guy's work.
I'm thrilled to find these guys there and didn't know about their company till I got to the show. First class people and a first class operation. We worked together well as far as coming up with the ideas to put this thing together. I shouldn't say me, they worked up with the ideas to put this thing together, and we've been very, very well satisfied.
What do people that come to your house for the first time say when they see this?
You know, we try to explain it. We try to make a resort out of our house.
I think you've accomplished that.
The TV show, Pool Kings and all that kind of came in. A few gin and tonics. And next thing you know, these guys are here putting this thing together.
A few gin and tonics. We like those customers.
They were expensive gin and tonics.
So how do you use this incredible property?
We use it as a wading pool. It's not something you're going to dive in. You're just going to take in the views and the breezes and just kick back and pretend like you're in another country sitting in some resort. So that's how we use it.
You vacation at home every single day, 365 days out of the year.
That's the way you usually put it.
The views from inside the house are so important, and I love Vista. I mean, not only do you have the Strawberry Lake in the background, but you've got this in the foreground. So, yeah, explain to me a little bit of the design of this, Ben.
He obviously didn't have enough water in his life, right?
Water-loving people.
Exactly. He knew he wanted to have something he could swim in, but he wanted something more natural looking. So we decided to go with more of a much more natural look with Michigan boulders and field rock and just a lot of pumps. I think we're moving probably almost 24,000 gallons per hour. And he just wanted a big area, just kind of have a lot of moving water, get a nice serene sound right in the backyard.
Speaking of that sound, that beautiful lake doesn't make any sound, but that waterfall right up here.
That's right.
Exactly.
Open up the window at night, so you hear that every night.
So you got the two main waterfalls up here.
Yeah, we have a wetland filter at the top, and that's pushing the majority of the gallons coming from this feature.
So that's your filter, so it's an upflow biological filter.
Yep, building beneficial bacteria for the whole system to keep the water clean. It flows over the waterfalls from there down into the pond where we have a couple circulation jets to help it push. Over here we have a hot tub in the water area.
Now, Ben, you said this was actually an add-on?
It was an add-on, yes. We realized as we were building the pond, it was actually a little further away from the house than we wanted, but he still wanted that water right up close to where he was going to be socializing, having people over, and he wanted an area still to kind of chill out and hang out in the water. So we actually decided to build this little, hot tub. Again,
yeah,
it's the same temperature, it's not hot, but it's a nice area. We actually put in some flat rocks in there, so you can have 3 or 4 people go down there and enjoy some time just kind of sitting and waiting in the water.
How long did this project actually take for construction?
This project was a very unique project. So a lot of the cool things about water features is there's nothing that's the same about one versus the other. The actual original design that he had in the backyard here was a formal swimming pool. And after talking with him and his wife, we decided that a natural swim pool.
Are you serious? This originally started out as a formal swimming pool?
Yeah, it was going to be gunite poured and everything. Oh, yeah.
It could be about as polar opposite as you could possibly get.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? It works.
Yes.
A formal swimming pool would not nearly have set the tone of the resort atmosphere that this guy has.
Yeah, it makes it look like you're somewhere natural on a waterfall. Plus that waterfall noise.
So Ben, you just put a little waterfall diffuser over here, waterfall spillway?
Right here, we do have one pump dedicated just to this, to get nice circulation through here. Didn't need anything crazy. Of course, we already got a lot of sound and everything, but we want to make sure there's good circulation. Still a little bit of sound, just kind of add a little bit of variety in the sound that you're experiencing for everyone sitting right here.
So you just follow these steps down, you can go right in here.
This is only 2 feet deep. This is more.
Really?
This is only,
there's some dye in the water. It looks a little deeper than it is. But
yeah, so he dyes the water because he's got full sun here, no aquatic plants, so he actually just tints the water with some pond dye.
Yep, that's right.
So this whole area just recirculates, comes back in from this main area.
Exactly.
And then all the pumps sit down here.
We have a giant pondless basin that acts as like an intake bay. So all the gallons of everything that's being pushed goes over this massive waterfall down in here.
Right. So there's how many aqua blocks did you put down there, Ben?
48.
Okay.
And actually a lot of it goes underneath that large patio over there.
Right, so you put the liner goes back and then you just burlapped it back over.
Yep.
Yeah, we couldn't dig very deep because we are on a peninsula between 2 different lakes. So we couldn't dig down too much, otherwise we were just going to have everything caving in. So we had to go a little further out than we wanted, but it worked out pretty well, and then they just kind of built over it because of course the aqua blocks can handle a lot of weight.
So tell me a little bit about this whole concept here with this this beach area.
Well, they knew they wanted an area where they could kind of lounge and have a shallow spot where they could just kind of lay out, still get some sun while enjoying the water. So we came up with this idea to have a small area where it's only about 1 foot deep, still has some sand, where if they wanted it out where they weren't floating around or swimming around in the water, they could just enjoy the sun while still getting the nice cooling temperature of the water.
So Brian, what's nice is a project like this, it kind of evolves, right? I mean, you start with a general concept, and then as you're going through it, hey, this would be the perfect area for a beach. Hey, let's add a little water here to get it closer to the house, things like this.
And that's really why I don't like to do such a detailed design. We get a lot of customers that they're really interested and they want all sorts of details, everything. I always tell them, you're not building a deck or like a formal patio or anything like that. We're going to start placing boulders and things are going to change. I mean, you're going to see different angles of waterfalls that you didn't think that you would want, but once we get going on the project,
it's art. You're artists, which is why we don't like to do drawings, because we don't leave them hemmed in.
they wanted a grotto in here, and you can actually sit underneath the waterfall in there.
So you can swim right up, sit underneath there, and let that water come over top of you.
That was one of the first things that Ben did with this project, was make that grotto.
Yeah, that's actually the first place. I remember Tim, the homeowner, when he came out, that was the main thing he was concerned about. He wanted to have a water feature that had a big grotto. So we actually started the construction right there in that grotto. It consists of only 5 rocks, 5 really big rocks you put upright with a big slab going right over, and we just kind of spent the majority of the beginning of that project getting started right there, and we just kind of went outward from that spot.
Talk to me about this wall, because you know, you see the beauty up there, but the reality is it all starts back here.
Before we got here, the ground was at this level all the way up to the house, sloping up hills.
Wow.
Obviously, to bring this type of water feature to his house, we had to really build up this area. So what we ended up coming up with is using this manufactured wall. You know, it looks like stone, but they're giant pieces. They're like bin blocks, like 3,000 pounds a piece.
So how big is this wall?
Oh gosh, a couple 100 feet.
Yeah, and then you brought in a lot of fill, huh?
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot of
there's a
drainage.
drainage system all behind this entire wall, collecting everything. We want to make sure we had to contain, because there's a lot of fresh aggregate we were putting in. We want to make sure it wasn't going to settle or anything, so we needed to make sure we put in a very, very good top-notch drainage system in there to catch everything. And we actually have a big French drain that goes out there, just kind of collect everything and send it away, because we don't want it messing up the base that we developed for this water feature.
The base is everything for projects like this, because right on lakes and water, and you have the ground that just moves, so you have to really build it up with a lot of limestone, a lot of sand. In fact, this whole piece of property that's here was actually put in truckloads of sand one at a time, so this was never even here. This was all part of the same lake at one point.
Okay, so this is a peninsula.
Correct.
Yes.
What would a project like this, you know, go for?
Really depends on how much the scale you want, but something similar to this, pushing 40,000 gallons, 450,000 pounds of rock. Something like this with 25,000 gallons per hour, you have a wetland filter, you have a whole intake bay, you have 40 some aqua blocks in a huge basin. Something like this I would expect to invest around 250,000.
So a $250,000 investment to make a one-of-a-kind yard for an incredible house. People spend that on a sports car that sits in the garage and gets used maybe a month or two out of the year at a place like Michigan. But here, this is a 365-day enjoyment lifestyle.
That's right. He's got vacation right in his backyard.
Good job, guys. Fantastic job. This never gets old. I mean, this is a spectacular project. And you know what? Most people can't afford something like this in their yard, but we can all dream, right? Most people can't afford a Ferrari, but we can all dream. What I love about this is the artistry that's involved, the creativity that's involved, and also, these aren't done and set in stone. We actually modify them as we go along. The beach area, the upper pool area that they can walk in and float in. All of these things are little additions that happened because they talked to the customer and they saw how they were going to use this. This truly is an example of living the aquascape lifestyle. This is like lifestyles of the rich and famous, because this is a spectacular project. It shows the capabilities of a certified aquascape contractor. And the reason that you hire a certified aquascape contractor is they specialize in this type of work. When Tim said he's very happy with them, they're very happy with it. This is our artwork. This is a once-in-a-lifetime type of project to get things like this, and that's exactly why I want to showcase the possibilities with decorative water features. This is a liner pond. Everything that was used in here was built the same way a small backyard pond is built. We keep the system the same so that we can control the end result. If you like this stuff, if you want to inspire more people to live the aquascape lifestyle, please like, comment, and share so more people can see what living the aquascape lifestyle is all about. I love my job.